Hi there, Becka Bradshaw here for Sam Via, and I'm here with my colleague Blair. We are going to today show you how to get some versatility with your haircuts. So I am so excited about this. We often have people that come in and they tell me, Becca, listen, I wear my hair down the middle. I wear it to either side. So we've got the same thing here with Blair. So we're gonna get started and we're gonna give her a little bit of a shape that she can wear in multiple ways. So the first thing we wanna look at is we wanna look at parting it down the center and taking the side profile right here and look for the area where the hair changes direction around the head. So what we're going to be looking for is really where that head kind of forms a little bit of a corner. So if we place a comb flat on the side and flat at the forehead, we can see where that head forms a corner. I know the head is a round object, but we're going to look at it as a corner here, and we're gonna take off the little section here for the fringe. So I'm using right here my Sam Via dry cutting clips. I love these clips because I do primarily 90% of our cutting dry. And you wanna do the same thing too, especially if you're working with fringe or face framing layers. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna section that out. There we go, see that corner, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our dry cutting clip and just move the rest of the hair out of the way. So now, as we look at Blair's face, we're thinking we want to kind of put a little bit of a layer shape right here at the cheekbone. So the best way to do that is to take a piece of the hair and see where it naturally lives, right here at the cheek. We'll kind of put our finger on wherever that piece is, and then we can measure that on the comb. So if we look at that, we're like, okay, that's about 3/4 of the length of the comb. I know I've got a guide, so even if I want to elevate it, I can measure that hair on the comb. So we're gonna take and we are going to do a little bit of like a curtain fringe. We're gonna give it a little bit of weight. So we want to elevate it, but we don't want to take it necessarily above the horizontal 90. So at that horizontal 90 is where we are going to still be able to maintain weight. We start to remove weight when we move the hair above the horizontal 90. We're gonna go with the center part. We know that our comb is our guide here for 3/4 of the comb. So if we can take our fingers to 3/4 of the comb, we can start to look at that would be the guide. We're gonna lose a little bit of length here. I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna pull out my trusty go-tos, my Artist Series shear. I love this shear. It cuts like butter. It literally feels like an extension of my hand. So again, we're gonna comb, we're gonna compress that to the middle. We're gonna elevate to about the horizontal 90, and I'm going to take my finger angle and just cheat it so it's shorter at the top and longer at the bottom. Love to see it. Okay, we've got just this little tiny bit of a fringe happening. It's going to live on either side right here at the cheekbone. Got a beautiful curtain fringe to accentuate those cheekbones. But now what we want to do is we want to come in with our blending shear. I'm going to go ahead and use the 14 tooth point cutting shear. It's beautiful on blonde hair because this blade right here is the blunt blade. So it pushes as these little teeth cut. So the teeth cut and it never will leave a line in blonde hair. So we're gonna elevate it right back to where we were before. And since we compressed vertically with the finger vertically, I'm gonna come in with the shear horizontally. So I'm gonna come in right behind there, give it about 2 inches at the end. And I'm just gonna start to trim it on the way out. So we're gonna trim it on the way out. All right, so as you can see, we have this little curtain bang that's happening, and it's happening with a lot of nice little texture through the ends there to give it the movement that we're looking for. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to layer both sides, and then we're going to move on to the flipped side parts. So if we're going to layer both sides, the first thing that we want to do is we want to find the hair that lives in front of the face. So we're going to remove our dry cutting clip. We're going to come in, we're going to find the hair that lives from the top of the head, the highest point, forward, and that is going to be the hair that lives in front of the face. So we want to elevate that hair a little bit higher than we did for the fringe. We're going to go ahead and we are going to take these layers and we're going to elevate them above the horizontal 90. So we'll use a tiny portion of that side of that fringe for our guide. You see the guide? There it is. Okay, so we're going to over direct it towards the center and we're going to come in here, find wherever that guide is and start to carve the hair away. Again, I'm going to use my Artist Series shear for this. I'm going to insert the shear right here, and on the way out, I'm going to start to move it and bite away at the little bits of hair that are right there, so we can have a layer shape around the face. As we release it, you can see those layers that are living now around the face. We're really excited about those. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so here's what's cool. We are cut so that the hair will live down the middle right now. So if you know anybody who ever flips their part from side to side, we always get this little bit of, now it looks great when it's parted down the middle, but when I take it to one side, there's always more layers on one side than the other. We're gonna fix that right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find where Blair parts her hair on the side. So let's look for this side. And what we wanna look at is kind of where the hair starts to naturally part. Everybody has a little bit of a natural part area. Perfect. So that's where the hair wants to kind of naturally live to this side. And what we can see is we've got a bunch of layers here on one side and we have almost nothing on this side. So we want to take the more shallow side, not the heavier side. The heavier side's already layered up. We want to take the shallow side and we want to layer that up. So we're going to come in at the shallow side and we are going to find where those last layers are starting. So we can see them right around the cheekbone right here. And we are going to carve in from where those are to the perimeter. So we're going to elevate the remainder of the hair in the shallow side to the horizontal 90 again, the same way that we did the fringe. So we're gonna come in at horizontal 90. We're gonna look for our guide, which is right here. You can see the little layer happening. And we're gonna come in with our Artist Series shear again, and we're gonna start to carve it on the way out. The shear is going to come in and insert itself right behind my finger. I'm going to start to bite on the way out. Perfect. All right, let's layer the other side. So now we have a face framing layer that can be worn all three ways: center, right, and left. Last step is we are just gonna look for any areas that have a little bit more weight in them. And what we're going to do is we're gonna be looking both in the mirror and with our hands. So we have a lot of weight just in this one area on one side. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take that weight out with our 14 tooth point cutting shear. So we're going to go ahead and spin Blair back so we can elevate this area back up above the horizontal 90 where we had it before, and we're going to come in with our 14 tooth point cutting shear. I love this because it's going to help me do all of the work that I would normally do by point cutting in a million times just with one motion. So we're going to come in where we need a little bit of weight removal, and we're just going to come in and cut on the way out. Seamless glide, no lines in that hair. So now let's style it. So as you can see, taking this round brush, I love to use a thermal round brush because it gets the hair so shiny, so fast. It just helps to push the hair in the right direction. And then we're able to style it multiple different ways. There we have a center part. Let's switch it to one side. Oh, that's wonderful. We can wear it on this side, see the little brighter money piece action coming through. We've got multiple layers on both sides, so we have that beautiful versatility. And let's try it to the other side. Oh, amazing. So now you have it in just a few simple steps. You can also make all of your guests be able to wear their hair seamlessly from one side to the other. Thanks for watching.